Welcome back to the 2025 Survival World, and today we're going to be building all the flags of the world. So this is going to be a 2-episode series. First, we're going to start off with North America, South America, and Europe. So we're going to need to do some big things. I plan on maybe making a concrete duper and a flower farm so we can get all the concrete needed and start building in a nice flat area. Instead of making it a long cliff, I'm going to be putting it on the ground so you can see from above. And before I start, I'd like to ask for you to subscribe, because for every subscriber I gain in the year 2025, I'll be mining one layer deeper in this chunk over here. And here it is. We're currently at Y0, and my goal is to mine out the entire chunk this year. So all you have to do is subscribe, and I'll dig one layer deeper. Now I gotta go to my portal, and I'm gonna bring all the resources I need in this sugar box for the concrete deeper. So let's go. Cue the montage. Okay, so now we have to go to the swamp to go get some sticky pistons and slime blocks. At the swamp, what's the moon like? Oh, new moon, which means these dudes cannot spawn. So it's AFK time. Okay, so last night I was actually one slime ball off. I'm not joking. A singular slime ball off from being able to get my fifth sticky piston and getting out of here and zooming back to that portal room because I do not want to stay here for any longer. And there it is. Okay, so the recording broke. Yay. And I didn't show me like apologizing for it. But basically I built it, I left it running, and now we're going to see the results of it. So I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Yoink. Oh, it's a little full. Oh my god. Holy smokes! This concrete duper is insane! Oh my god. Wait, I don't even have enough room to transport all this. I'm not even gonna build the I'm not gonna build a chunk loader, it's fine. As you can see, it's almost a perfect amount of concrete. So now I'm actually gonna grab some black dye because we're gonna need black concrete. That's what all the outlines are gonna be made of. On 2 colors. Those are gonna be yellow and black. What we're gonna need is green. Green's a pretty common country flag color. We're in a desert. It's a desert village. So let's grab some cacti. Okay, that's all the concrete finished. Oh my god, that took so long. I had to repair all my tools before I could even start. They'd break. But next is probably the biggest part. So now we're gonna need to clear a landmass that is way too large. Okay, this area over here doesn't look terrible. It's relatively flat. Okay, so yeah, this will be our area. So first, let's just mark with the pumpkins, I guess, what we're going to need to do. Okay, so I have 3 wither skeleton skulls, which I got. And the main reason I need this is because I want to fight the wither to get a beacon. Because mining stone out for this area is so tedious. So let's just dig out a little room right here. This will be the room where we'll spawn the wither. Bang. Bang. Boom. Okay. Put that on. That on. That. Stand back. Okay. And it's done. That quick. That's how easy the freaking wither is. And that's a boss. That's a boss. That's a literal boss in this game. I just took it down in 2 seconds. Like, what? That shall not be a boss. What are you talking about? Okay, 3 stacks of iron blocks should be enough. Let's go over here. Build this beacon up. I actually need some iron to activate the beacon. I'm just gonna put it right around here. This is a place we need to mine out. Let's first sleep. And we put that in there. Should be able to get haste 2. Select, and now we have haste 2. And look at this, with this silk touch pick, oh, well, we can't insta touch a silk touch, but I believe we can insta mine that. Oh my god, so much easier. Okay, so let's continue mining. So, I kinda did. I might have fell in the void while trying to collect concrete from a concrete farm, but I got a lot of work done, which is nice. But now I need to get everything back. So let's start the grind, I guess. Okay, with this netherite smelting up, I'm gonna first grab all this loot. And this is what I love about having a very efficient, nice villager system, bastion systems, and all that. So now I'm a little bit more geared up. I'm actually going to go to the nether. I'm going to mine up a lot of quartz because I need 21 levels to put Death Strider 3 on my boots. So let's go. Let's take off these boots and... Okay, that makes sense. 21. Then, now let's grab my netherite stuff again. And we're going to spend our last netherite ingot on this. And now, we're back to full netherite armor. Let's just put that on. And that. And then that. And my thing broke. But we did get the shovel. So now that we have the shovel, I'm going to get back to digging out the land. Big distraction. Dying. You know, not fun, not fun. So let's head towards the stronghold and go into the end and hopefully get a few shulker boxes. I think 4 or 5 will be nice, but you can never have too much. Now we need to build the frame. And I made a slight tweak just because I was looking at a other world where I was actually building. The problem was that if I made it 15 by 10, the stripes wouldn't be equal. So I actually do need to make them equal. So I changed it to a 15 by 12. And how this thing is going to work, it's going to be relatively simple. I'm just going to smack down a shulker box. And quickly, let's get some more dirt to fill in that gap right there. Okay, with that cleared out of the way, let's grab some black concrete. And we're going to start our first frame. So we're just going to turn on chunk borders. And this is what one flag is going to look like. So if that's one flag, you're just going to imagine why we need to clear out all this land. But for the first episode, I'm only going to clear out this and just do the rest later because I will go insane. And the spacing is just going to be 1 in between. So we're just going to do this. And let's get to placing. And I know it is debated. It could be between 195, 197, 200, who knows. But in this episode, we're only going to build Europe, North America, and South America. So, first, we're just going to grab a whole bunch of this. 6 stacks of that. 3 stacks of that. 4 stacks, 1 stack of each. A few of these, a few of those. A little bit of that, a little bit of this. Because we're going to need a lot of different colors of concrete. And let's go build our first flag, which is not going to be number 1 because that's Afghanistan. It's going to be. And with that, that's Albania finished. It looks pretty poopy, but it's kind of hard to build flags. Okay, that's Andorra finished. Let's move on to our next one, which is going to be Argentina. And that's the flag of Antigua and Barbuda. And boom, that's Argentina. So let's move on to our next one. Okay, and there's the Bahamas finished. And there's the Barbados. Okay, and there's Belgium. Okay, there's Belize. This is kind of a tricky one because the emblem, that's the best I could do. Okay, and there's Bosnia and Herzegovina done. Okay, there's Brazil. And there's the Bulgarian flag. Okay, and that's Canada finished. And boom, that's Chile finished. And that is Colombia finished. And there's Costa Rica. Okay, there's Croatia. A little scuffed, but okay, there's Cuba finished. There's a little bit too many stripes because it's... okay, there's Cuba. Next we got a very interesting one. This one's going to be Cyprus. Okay, and that Cyprus finished. Very bad adaptation, but it will do. And there's Czechia complete. Okay, there's Denmark. Okay, there's Dominica done. Okay, there's the Dominican Republic done. Okay, that's Ecuador. And there is El Salvador. And that's Estonia. And that's France. Okay, that's Grenada finished. Okay, there's Guatemala. I think this is the best. It's got the green and the Constitution. It's got the green and this little paper in the middle. And there's Guyana. Guyana also does have a white strip, but it's too thin to actually be shown in blocks. And that's Haiti. Okay, there's the Vatican City. Okay, and that's Honduras finished. Next, we're going to have Hungary. And there's Hungary. Okay, there's Iceland. Okay, there's Ireland done. Okay, there's Jamaica. And there's Latvia. And that is Lithuania finished. And next, we have another one down here. So there's Luxembourg. Okay, there's Malta. Boom, there's Mexico. Okay, there's my jank eagle, and there's Moldova. Next one's going to be Monaco. Next is going to be Montenegro. And after this, let's speed run a few. And there's Montenegro. The Netherlands. Nicaragua. A terrible North Macedonia. Norway. Panama. Here is Liechtenstein. And here's Netherlands. And that's Paraguay. And there's Peru. And that will be Poland, Romania. There's Russia. There's St. Kitts and Nevis. There's St. Lucia finished. And there's San Marino. Okay, that is morally acceptable. There is Slovenia. Spain. Now we can move on to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. St. Vincent and the Grenadines done. Suriname done. And after these, we only have a row and a half left. Sweden and Switzerland. Switzerland looking a little skinny because 2 would be unaligned, and that would make me mad, even though I've done that like a million times already. And 3 would look too thick. So 1's the best option. Trinidad and Tobago. And there's the United Kingdom. Next up is the United States of America. And there's the United States. And I'll just build these 2 one higher. Okay. I'll just redo it then. Next up is Ukraine. There's Ukraine. Now we are down to our final row, which is just going to start down here. That's all the flags. Wow. So I still have plenty of resources, because again, this is part 1 of 2. This is just North America, South America, and Europe, which is the 3 smallest in country-wise. So yeah. Look at that. That looks pretty good. I like it. And I will be on a big vacation during April, so we might not have another episode until May, which kind of sucks. Like, I'll be gone most of April, but I might pre-record and post, so that's up to what future me thinks if I have time. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe. I spent over 50 hours on this project, and this is only one part of it. So see you next one. Bye.